Gears has always been a cooperative game at its core. I mean, even our campaign was designed around cooperative play.
The number one question I get is Horde mode coming back? I get that every single day on Twitter, so I couldn't wait to actually talk about survival. The base goal of it is you are defending a series of objectives, playing as the COG, and you get to use the classes that we have in Overrun. So you have the engineer, you have the soldier, you have the scout, you have the medic. It's all about teamwork of what classes you're going to pick and use their special abilities to help survive 10 waves of enemies.
It shares the same kind of like gameplay mechanics as Overrun. And so there's 3 objectives, a primary, a secondary, and the third one being the generator, right, or the main objective. The battlefield is single directional, so you start defending the first one, and then when that falls, you fall back to the second one, and when that falls, you fall back to the final generator.
In Horde, we had 50 waves was the goal to survive, and so you might hear 10 waves and go, wow, that's short. It is 10 crazy intense waves, and it's actually really hard to survive those 10 waves.
We actually had to bring in QA to ensure that we weren't going to ship a multiplayer game mode that it was impossible to beat on the highest difficulty level. Going all the way to hardcore or insane is definitely going to be a challenge for any co-op group who wants to try to tackle it.
I think the key abilities that you're going to see, if they're used well, give you a big, big advantage.
If you have an engineer who's repairing a fence and the locust forces are incoming, there's no way he's going to be able to repair that fence. And so you've got this moment where all of the classes are doing their thing, and it's all to protect the one engineer who is staying alive and not slowing down and not reloading and doing all this to save that one barrier that's protecting your objective.
It's different every time. You know, it's going to be a different experience every single time using the smart spawn system. As you're changing and trying to figure out the best way to beat it, the game is changing on you, and so you're constantly having to adapt and figure out, oh man, we thought this was going to work, but now that it's different because, you know, we're facing different enemies. How are we gonna team up and actually beat it this time?
There's a lot of just little ways that they can work together and complement each other that make that so much more valuable than, hey, everybody just runs in with their Lancer and shoots stuff. The 10 waves, the 3 objectives, it all kind of worked out to be kind of that magic sweet spot where the intensity level was just right, the length of experience was just right, the number of people involved was just right, and it just turns into this great experience.